Welcome back to We Are Washington. You know, one of the things that we love to do on the show is to highlight the great made in DC businesses, products, and all the foods that are across the district. So today we're someplace that's taking a New York classic and turning it into a DC original. We're at Bullfrog Bagels. So we're inside now with Jeremiah Cohen. He runs Bullfrog Bagels, and I have to ask you first question, the most important question. Every city outside of New York, I feel like they're always trying to figure out that secret, that how to get that good bagel, the chewy bagel, the nice outside. How did you unlock that secret here in DC? How did you bring that here to DC?
Well, you first have to know what a good bagel tastes like, and it's got to be a little bit like crispy on the outside and kind of chewy and moist on the inside.
Exactly.
And it can't be too light and it can't be too dense, and it's got to have a good like flavor, almost like a malty flavor. And if you're missing any of those, it's not a good bagel.
How did you know that there were people out there looking for this and how to get it to them, to do this and bring it to DC and make it here in DC?
Well, I saw that a lot of bagel shops in DC were either national chains that weren't even, they were like not boiling the bagels in the traditional way.
And that's a big part of it, right? You got to boil
Yeah,
the bagel.
we boil the bagels. There were other bagel shops that were getting bagels sent to them from New York, frozen.
Oh wow, okay.
To then be potentially boiled or just baked off.
A lot of people, when they talk about making bagels, there's always it's the tap water of New York that makes them special. But what about, what is it that makes these bagels made in DC for you, you know, in terms of what makes them that classic made in DC?
Got it. Okay, so New York City tap water is delicious. You cannot, it is some of the best tap water out there. But they always said that you couldn't make, well, it was the reason for good pizza and bagels in New York City.
Yeah.
And DC tap water, which has been improving, wasn't always that great.
Okay.
Okay, and so basically people gave up on the notion that they could make good bagels here. And in New York, they, as part of a marketing scheme, in my opinion, they always touted that the tap water was the reason for the great bagel. All right.
Okay.
So the first, I think that's a myth. I think if the water is good enough to drink, it's good enough to bake with.
What's the perfect bagel? Like, what if you were to make a bagel right now for yourself for lunch? Like, what do you think is the perfect bagel?
Okay, well, I like the simplicity of it all. Okay. So I would take a poppy seed bagel.
Okay.
I'd run it through the toaster, put some butter on it.
All right.
And then I'd take some of our really good breakfast sausage and cut those links into half and sandwich them right between the poppy seed bagel. And then I would just like take a nice, happy bite out of that sandwich.
I have to see how they're made. Can you take us back and show us how they're made?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
So this is our bagel boiling station right here. And you can see that I'm not using a traditional kettle. I'm using a giant 120 quart stock pot. So
every bagel has to be boiled before they're baked.
Yeah, and also if you notice this, the liquid isn't just clear water. There is it's almost like a bronze.
Oh yeah.
Gold,
it's a
brownish dark color.
Right.
Okay. So these are pretty nicely proofed bagels.
Okay.
They're somewhat fragile, but they keep their form.
They do, yeah.
And let's walk over to the kettle here. I'm going to carefully drop those in.
You're smelling all of those different the bagels cooking, whether it's garlic, you smell like the poppy seed, the sesame seed, but all of it comes together in this really nice aroma. You know, just to walk into the place, it's like good morning. You know.
Yeah, I mean we're probably steaming some. We heat up pastrami that we make and corned beef, so you get sort of like the peppery black pepper smell of the pastrami. All right, so
stand out of your way. I don't want to be in the way of the hot boiling water.
Look at that.
Wow.
Nice and shiny. They keep their form, and these are all hand rolled. So I'm I'm operating out of a pizza mentality here.
Right.
So each bagel is like a little pizza. We use a pizza peel.
Okay.
We don't have a revolving bagel oven that like weighs like 5 tons and takes up half this room. And so those are going to be nice poppy seed bagels.
All right. So they got to boil for, you said about a minute or two. How long do they bake?
Well, they bake maybe 8 to 10 minutes.
Wow, there they are.
I mean, look at that.
That's some nice
that's
color.
kind of like a perfect bagel.
It's a nice color on it. Look at
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Wow. And like I said, the smell in this place, and when they first come out of the oven, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're not, like, this isn't perfectly round, but I'll tell you, it tastes really good. All right, so it came out of the oven literally a minute ago. If you cut a bagel the way I'm about to cut it, 99% chance you will not cut yourself.
All right, I gotta see this then.
Okay, so ready? So I put the bagel flat on a cutting board. I push down a little bit, just softly with my left hand, and I go with a serrated knife like that. And I go about halfway, and then I turn it and go down.
Look at the steam coming off of that. Wow. Jeremiah Cohen, Bullfrog Bagels. Like I said, it smells delicious in here. Thanks for showing us around and how to make the now classic DC bagel.
I appreciate it. Thanks for visiting us.